We're gonna have it. Welcome to episode 1 of Gamers Graveyard. I'm Bryce. That's Caleb, Nathan, and Chase. Chase, what are we drinking tonight?
Yeah, so we got a unanimous decision here. We got a margarita going on. 1800 tequila. I don't know about y'all. It's the first time I've cognitively had it, but cheers. Pretty good.
Cheers. Yeah, usually I think of John
Cheers.
margaritas. That's just what they want to. Alright, this podcast is about debating and drinking. We got drinking out the way. Caleb, what are we debating?
All right, today we are debating Travis Scott's fifth production album, Utopia. Is it fire or mid?
All right, who wants to go first?
I kind of want to start off.
Yeah, raise your hand like a child.
All right, so first, just want to preface with album hasn't been out very long, so I think I might speak for everyone when I say like our opinions are subject to change. We haven't had a whole lot of time with it yet, like a lot of albums will change over time.
I make snap judgments and stick to it.
Yeah, so my first initial reaction to it was like kind of mid, if I'm being honest. Usually when I listen to a Travis Scott album, my first playthrough, like, I don't know, there are quite a few songs, if not the majority of the album, that I will like reserve and add to my library. Like that's a lot of replay value there. I didn't quite get that right away. There was one song that really stuck out to me. It was a song I Know. Yeah. I did really like that song.
Really?
Best song on that album. That's facts, I think.
I thought that was a good song.
One of them at least. But I agree there.
I would say like
I'll wait.
So these are my highs from the album. Thank God. God's Country with Drake. Or no. God's Country is not with Drake, but that was like the single that he like debuted during like Rolling Loud. Yeah. So that seems to have like the most commercial appeal. So I mean I was a fan of that.
Agree.
Meltdown Drake, pretty good. Had some pretty good beat switches throughout. I really enjoyed Drake's verse. I really like the song Parasail, even though it kind of felt like it was an interlude more than a song. I really liked the whole like guitar thing that was going on there in the background. Also really liked the song Lost Forever. I thought it was an interesting feature to choose West Side Gun. I like West Side Gun. That was a pretty creative feature, if I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know, like overall, the album was kind of like reminiscent of the production he was involved with on Yeezus. A lot of like the drum patterns, very, very similar to a lot of songs on Yeezus. In fact, maybe some like direct samples from that.
Yeah, how much oversight
did he have
with Yeezus?
Sorry, what was that?
How much oversight? Like how much involvement did he have with Yeezus?
A solid amount. Like that was kind of like in his come up when he was still working on like Rodeo, maybe Days Before. I want to say. I'd have to do some fact checking on that though.
So what are you giving it out of 10?
Out of 10, I mean, like the more I've listened to it, the more it's kind of grown on me. There was some tracks I just did not fuck with. So I got like 6 songs currently added for replay value. On a bell curve, right? Like not saying like, a 7 is a C, a 8 is a B.
Right.
I'd maybe give it like a 6 to a 7.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, like I didn't think it was bad after multiple listens, but like it didn't necessarily blow me away like Rodeo or Days Before Rodeo did. So, who knows, right? Have to keep listening to it and revisit it, but it also definitely seems like Travis kind of like Astroworld seems like it was very like commercially designed, right? Like more for like the mainstream, whereas Utopia, it kind of seems like he went back to like more of what he like wanted to do, right? Like it was different. Like it was definitely different from his work.
I agree with that. It was different. Yeah.
I guess like yeah, definitely. I guess kind of like in a closing statement, I guess I'll say like, I don't know, like I definitely respect Travis's creative process here, and I thought it was a good album, but I mean, I definitely wouldn't say it's best. So 6 to 7, I guess. So.
All right, who's going next?
Well, I can kind of go. I didn't have too much of a thought process behind if it's like great compared to his other work. I didn't necessarily think of it in that way. Like I heard some hints of Astro World type beats or type flow that was reminiscent, but the project did kind of stand alone in its own creative way in comparison to his other stuff. I think my first like actual take is there's a lot of stuff that did seem to have like, Kanye influence, whether that be
For sure.
there's one
Beat
song,
choice,
Modern Jam. Modern Jam
Dude, that was
is
fire. I thought.
exactly like Black Skinhead. If you go off the
Yeah,
start
no, the
and
intro
the
is
drum
the
comes
same.
in,
Yeah. So the exact same thing.
yeah. Or actually, sorry, I think that's Circus Maximus. Modern Jam has hints of Kanye, like you mentioned
Yeah,
samples.
I thought that was a little bit weird.
Mhm.
That song, I didn't
just
really
right.
vibe with that right
Yeah.
off the bat. But
It
Yeah,
just
fair.
it just caught me because I saw that.
I thought it was it was so different. It was like a throwback, but like it's a modern jam, you know.
I would say my favorite song might have to be Schizo or Telekinesis. I thought Schizo
Really?
with Young Thug because
Young Thug, yeah.
I like some good Young Thug.
You do? Yeah, I was gonna say you do. Be
It also
fucking
has
with
good
Young Thug.
beat switches, and I found that throughout the album.
Like
It's like
four of
I'm
them?
a real big fan of like a nice beat switch that is even polar opposite of like the first half of the song. He even
Fair.
said "Yay over Biden" in that
Yay
song.
over
So
Biden. Yeah.
that goes back to like his like deep rooted belief in Kanye, I guess. I don't know. I didn't know he had so much collaboration with Kanye. I knew that they were kind of in the same family before and all that, but I didn't know how much
Yeah.
involvement he had. Of
Forget
course,
about
Love
that.
with Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi in the last
Yeah.
minute. You mentioned sipping tequila, so I thought that was funny. Yeah, Telekinesis though, like with Future. Not that I like Future, but he usually raps about the same shit. You know, money, drugs.
You don't fuck with
models.
Future?
I mean, Future's just kind of like fake in
That's what I'm
terms of
trying
his
to hear.
content. But he did say, he said, a few breakups went public. Just bothered another baddie. Knew I was toxic when she met me. I was a savage. I thought that was funny. That bar is,
Yeah.
I don't know, because obviously being Colorado, Future goes hand in hand with Russell Wilson. So we're always like, there's always that comparison, and Future's just kind
True.
of, I don't know.
Future's
he's a
not
character.
crazy corny. Is that what you mean to say?
No, he is though.
Yeah.
He is. That's the problem is he doesn't do anything.
I don't think
he raps
Future's
about.
corny. Future's like the poster child for fucking all the alpha male. Like, it's an evil world we live in.
Yeah,
I would
so,
say
but-
I would say more poster child for like toxic fucking fuckboy
Yeah,
type
toxic
shit.
masculinity. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
For
it's more
sure.
like he embellishes the shit that I think rap is trying to diverse
I
from.
agree.
With the whole like, you know, you have to
I think-
be from a certain area, you have to sell drugs, you know,
For
about
sure.
women, all this shit. So
Sibling.
yeah, I don't know. I exactly. I find Future to be corny in that aspect, but I thought that was a good song. Overall, the album, I think it will find some replay value for me, but I didn't see a standout song that I immediate was like, hey Siri, add this to my library. Like nothing
Right.
like that. So I would probably
Fair
say
enough.
like a 6.
About the same. Caleb, you want to go next or you want me to go next?
Oh shit, I'll go next. So it's very interesting. I mean, I like EDM way more than I like rap music. You know, rap's not really like my main like genre of preference if I had to choose by any means. But it's not that I don't like rap, just don't like the direction rap's gone. And I have to say, I was actually really impressed with this album. I thought it's extremely experimental. He leaned away from the auto tune. I think he went back to his roots, which was genre mashing into dope rap beats. The production was just fucking mind blowing. I thought. I mean, like there was crescendos coming up and down, in and out, all the way through. There was like 5 or 6 beat switches and like 4 or 5 different songs. In terms of like what he's rapping about, I mean, I don't really care. It's Travis Scott. You know what I mean? There are a lot of terrible bars
Yeah,
I could care less about. But like starting off with the first song, Hyena, it had like those Egyptian undertones. Like that song was just
Thought that
wild.
was interesting.
Normally that kind of stuff sounds cheesy, but that sounded like, I'm like, yo, I'll bump this in my car. You know what I mean? I thought that was fire. I thought Modern Jam was pretty creative. It reminded me a little bit of Kanye West too, but it reminded me more of just like something you'd hear in like the 90s, but like he put a modern spin on it type of thing. and
I agree with that. Yeah.
way different compared to what he normally does. So I enjoyed that. I thought the song after that, My Eyes, was wild because it was like a slow progressive song that went nuts at the end. He just went in at the
He
end.
spit.
And
spit
so
about
I
that
thought that
stuff.
was dope. Right after that starts getting a little weird. I think there was that song with Playboy Cardi, which reminded me a lot of Astro World. And to be fair, though, I actually liked it a lot more than I'd liked any song off of Astro World. But that was probably one of my least favorite songs. I thought Beyonce on the song after that, what was that called?
Echoes, I think she was on.
Let me
That's
interject.
so-
I hate the fact that there's not credits for.
Disarto.
Yeah.
I hate
No
that.
kidding.
Is it called
I think it was
Disarto
supposed to be, yeah, but the in parentheses it's Echo, and I don't know how to say whatever the fuck
or
she tried to
Echoes?
say.
That's right. Yeah. That song's one that I listened to like 6 or 7 times, and it's been like kind of growing on me a little bit. Like I hated it at first. I was like, this is terrible.
Yeah, I did
And
like that as well.
The biggest comparison that I could give this album is it reminds me 110% of Kendrick Lamar's Damn. The first time I listened to it, I was like, this is different. The production's fire, but I like it. I really like it. And that's my best comparison for this.
I have
Fair
a
enough.
wildly different take.
And so I'd give this like an 8, 8.5. I think in terms of rap production, I can't name anything that's had better rap production in the last 3 years, probably. It's innovative through and through. No song almost sounds the same, which to Travis Scott's
I'll give you
credit,
that.
he's never done before. Every album you can pick like 3 songs, you're like, oh, those are
Yeah.
that genre, there's this genre. Every song's
Yeah, for
wildly
sure.
different. Drake went dumb on Meltdown, bro. That shit, oh my
Yeah.
god.
Drake killed it.
Yeah,
I would
Drake killed it.
Yeah, I would definitely
Go ahead.
agree with you, Caleb, that every song was pretty different, but I still felt like there was like a cohesive theme throughout like the album. Like
for sure. It wasn't like
A lot of
together. You know?
God seemed to be interwoven. My opinion, at least what I heard.
It also kind of seemed like
Uh,
he felt like his life was utopia. You know what I mean? Like whatever he did.
so
At the end, there was like that,
The end of Sirens,
that
yeah.
chick talking about the hotel. She was
That
like,
was
So,
fire. That was Drake, but that was fire though.
yeah.
And then it switched into Drake. That was fire. When she was like, "Where are we? I thought you said we were going to Utopia. This is
I think
your
we can get
hotel
to the
room." And he was like,
discussion,
"This
but-
is my Utopia."
Bryce, give
Yeah.
us
Yeah.
your opinion.
Hold
on
on. I
before
do
we
want to.
start
I want to
picking it
get this
apart.
out. I'm so shocked that you guys like this album so much because I thought this was a legit bad album. Not even mid. I had a hard time getting through it. It's an hour and 20 minutes. I had a hard time getting through it. I didn't understand what I'm supposed to be. Where is this supposed to be played at? Am I supposed to think about this album? No, because Travis Scott's not a good enough lyricist to make me think. Am I supposed to be bopping to this album? No, because the beats aren't good enough to make me bop. They're different. I'll give you that. They're different and they're unique. And like good for him. Like he's being creative. I guess I am shitting on him, but you know, he's being creative. Good for him. But the beats don't make me dance. I don't nod my head to it. I won't listen to it in the car. I don't feel hard when I listen to it. Like I don't understand what he was trying to go for. I think he got carried by features, which is why he had so many big name features because the best songs are the features. Like Meltdown with Drake is, in my opinion, best song in the album.
yeah,
And that's all Drake. Catch like Travis talking about Chloe cheating on him with Timothy Chalamet and that whole deal and the little Willy Wonka shot and shit like that. That's hard for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's hard. But there's a whole other verse around that. You couldn't name another lyric, and that's every song. And for me, you guys know, I have a hard time. I can't put lyrics to the side and just listen to the beat. I have a hard time with that. So I don't know. I wasn't a huge fan of it.
What about I Know? You hated that song. Why didn't you not like that?
I did not like I Know. I thought it was corny.
Really?
I thought it was corny. I thought it was
what about it was
almost
corny to you?
unlistenable. I thought the beat selection was corny. I was just thinking about this in the car ride home because I was listening to it. It was what is the ad lib that he uses in that song? I can't remember. Go back and listen to that song. Man, it sounds like I didn't even. But go back and listen to that song.
At one
listen
time,
for the ad lib. Listen for the ad libs that he uses in it, and you'll be like, "What?" It sounds bad. For 5 years, I don't know. I was disappointed. And you brought up My Eyes, where you're like, oh, the beat switch cool and shit like that.
That was wild beat switch, dude.
I agree. Yeah, the beats and his flow, boom, boom. When am I supposed to listen to this though? Because I'm not.
What
In
about-
no situation am I gonna be just like vibing, and then
Okay.
he goes in and spits for 30 seconds too.
I'll tell you
You're
where
gonna
you're
make a
not
song
gonna listen
where
to it.
the highlight is spitting, and it's for 30 seconds, and I'm gonna call
So-
that a good song. It's a 3.5-minute song.
What this album also kind of reminded me of a little bit is what a lot of people consider his best song, which is off Rodeo, 90210. Wildly different production, insane beat switch, and that song specifically. When do you listen to that song?
I would
But
have to agree
he's
or
in
to
that
disagree with that.
You don't think that's what
Just
his
because
best
there's a
song
beat
is?
switch doesn't really like equate it to 90210, because 90210 is such a good sounding song. Like
would
it
argue My
still
Eyes is-
stays true to like I don't know, like sounds that someone would enjoy hearing, right? Who's like just like a casual rap listener, or like someone who's never heard Travis Scott before. If you hear 90210, you're like, this is fire. If you're not a Travis Scott
For
fan,
sure.
But when do
But
you
it's gonna
listen?
make you
You might
bop
have
your
a tough
head.
time
90210
liking
is
the
gonna
sound.
make you bop your head.
My point with it more so was like, when do you listen to 90210? You don't listen to that in your car. You don't listen to that with homies.
I mean,
Sure,
I for
'cause
sure did.
90210, you're
Like,
gonna
I
bop
for
your
sure
head.
did.
When I think of like car music, I think of music that's gonna make me like bop my head while I'm like
Nothing got you
get
moving on
into
the
it.
album.
So yeah, if you like 90210, there was
Drake,
nothing in
21
Utopia that made
Savage,
you-
and the one song that I across the internet, this one song got shit on. Everybody loved the album across the internet, which fair enough. Like I guess I'm in the minority, so I'm probably wrong.
I'm
But
surprised by the public.
for me, I just did not like it. I really liked Destruction with Drake, of course. I thought that was, or Meltdown with Drake. I thought that was fire. I thought Drake's verse was fucking.
It was
The
ridiculous.
Twins song with I don't remember who else was in it, but 21 Savage verse was crazy. He had some bars in there. I like 21 Savage, and 21 Savage came with the bars.
21 Savage did good on the closer too, I thought.
I can't get behind 21
Yep.
Savage, man. I just don't like him. But
I don't like a lot of his stuff.
it's
but
not.
I did
I'm not
good.
saying your opinion's wrong. When I hear
I
21
live in the
Savage,
suburbs of America, and when I hear 21 Savage, I think I'm in Compton.
dude, he
makes me
bores
feel
me, bro. I
good,
don't
baby.
know. He's predictable.
21 Savage has
Would-
some solid tracks, but I don't find myself going out of my way to listen to him very much.
Fair enough. I think this is where we differ. And then the song that I saw everybody shit on was K-pop. Everybody hated K-pop.
I didn't think
K-pop's
I
K-pop
really
good.
liked.
That
Yeah,
was
it's
that
got
was
that,
one of his
Hispanic.
single, like that was like the first single that he dropped from
Was
the
it?
album.
I
That was
really
Also
liked
a like
K-pop.
commercially viable song.
That was the Bad Bunny one,
For
right?
Bad Bunny? Yeah.
Wait, real quick,
Oh.
re-listen to that song and tell me how much Travis Scott raps on it. It's like 30 seconds for the whole 3-minute track.
Like extremely
Bro,
minimal.
bro,
Yeah.
that's damn near every
It's
song.
a whole Bad
bro.
Bunny.
Travis
That's a
Scott.
Bad Bunny song featuring Travis Scott. That's not a Travis Scott song. That's a terrible song.
This
It shouldn't be on his
nah,
album.
I agree. It's a Bad Bunny song. Like
It shouldn't be on
beat
his
is
album.
Spanish. The beat is Spanish. It's made.
Travis
for singing
Scott had a
Spanish
feature
music.
length of verses on it.
But you could say the same about Meltdown. That's Drake's song. That's not his. Like every song
Yeah.
that Travis had a feature on, Travis got washed by that feature.
Yeah. It was extremely heavily reliant on.
That's
It
actually-
felt like a DJ Khaled album, bro. Where it's like, bro,
No, I
just let
didn't
the
actually
features
think
do
there were
their
that
thing.
many features on the album. Though.
Well, that's because
Like,
you can't read it. If you could, they'd be on every
Yeah,
single
if you
song.
could-
on
I
that
think
freaking
I
track
think
list.
Travis does that for like the element of surprise, though. Like he wants
Yeah, I
his
agree.
listener
Which
to be like, "Oh shit,
song,
like this
though?
guy's on this song."
Yeah, this is who this is. Yeah.
But I mean, overall, like, yeah, there were features sprinkled throughout, but like,
It's
I didn't
also
think
19
there was like
hours.
as many
ton
as
of-
like a DJ Khaled
SZA,
album.
It's
Beyonce.
19 tracks.
I was being hyperbolic. It's an hour and 20 minutes. But SZA, Beyonce, 21 Savage, West Gun, Drake,
21 Savage.
on
On
a shit ton of The Weeknd, by the way. And
There was only one
personally,
weekend on
this is
one song.
two. There are two songs with The Weeknd for
What's-
sure.
not the
They were towards
circus
the
one,
end of
what's
the
the other
track
one?
list.
There was no
Give
Don
me a second,
Tolliver.
give me a second.
There was
Yeah, that
not
was a little bit weird, wasn't it?
single-
I
Yeah,
think.
not a
I
single
mean, I think
Don
Shaq West
Tolliver
was
track.
on there, and like
Yeah.
some other people from Cactus Jack, or
It made me
I
feel
don't
like
know.
who is Cactus Jack if he's just gonna outsource all of his labor to people who are renowned in the world, like Beyonce.
Honestly, forgot he had his own label.
He had some he even had some Kanye like vocal
Like
interjections,
undertones.
Yeah, it was like, where is the presence of his actual record label?
Right.
I mean, if
My-
that even exists, you know.
So what
So-
what was your score then, Bryce?
Sounds
Same thing
low.
on a bell curve, I would give it a 4-ish.
Really?
Fair enough. Fair
Yeah.
enough. I mean, I think this is
I
maybe one
would
of those
rate it-
albums that will grow on you over time, like just in general,
Yeah.
like the listener.
No,
like,
but
because when I first
like you
heard
said,
it, like,
it
I didn't
won't.
think it was good either.
I don't think that I think songs of the album will grow on me. The whole album, nah.
I would agree with that.
Most of the album was unlistenable. Not unlistenable,
Yeah.
that's a stretch. But most of the
There's
album
not a whole
that
lot
was
of
stretch.
replay value.
Yeah,
Nah,
I would say that it
there
doesn't
there
have
were
a lot
tracks
of-
that I would play and it would get done, and I'd be like, "Thank God that song's done." Or like,
like a chore.
I can kind of relate.
it felt
to
like
that,
a
but-
chore. An hour and 20
Fair
minutes.
enough. You know what? Fair
with-
enough. That is a good way to put it, because
I'll tell you this.
I did find myself pushing through the album in a lot of parts.
I was doing chores while I was listening to it, so I mean that's different. But I did find some things that got me moving, and I was like, "Yo, I gotta turn this shit up." And I actually have it set up so I had the sound in my office, in my living room, and in my bedroom. So I was walking around the whole house with the
Oh, hey.
listen to it.
Weird flex, but okay.
And bro, but I'm just saying, like, there are a couple songs that really get you moving, bro. Like, I was doing laundry, so that's why I was moving around. But
You know what this
I thought
song
it was
made me
dope.
excited, or this album made me excited for? For the Dogs. When that album drops by Drake, that's gonna go stupid.
Wow.
Drake's been on a run. Drake's been on a run, bro. Since
I
honestly,
mean, Drake's
Honestly Nevermind was weak.
Drake's always been on a run, though. I mean, like, it's Drake.
But honestly,
you know?
Nevermind was weak. What was that fucking Certified Lover Boy? Weak. But then, man, Her Loss is fire. Her Loss is fire. So good. For the Dogs, that's gonna be, if he raps like he rapped on Meltdown.
Yeah.
Oh man, that album's gonna be crazy. I can't wait.
Meltdown
But to
reminds
be
me.
fair, I'm a Drake fan. I'm not a Travis Scott fan.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So one thing that's like, I wanted to point out is, like, I think earlier we had mentioned, like, the album, like, so lyrics weren't really there, but I do feel like there was an
Never.
overall theme to the album, and it kind of seemed like, and like, to be fair, like, I did gather some of this from like TikToks and, you know,
Of course, yeah.
other
We're all
knowledge,
on
but like,
social media.
so like the idea of like Utopia, I guess, from Travis's perspective, is like everyone has their own like version of like Utopia, because like when he had the Drake feature where the chick's like, oh, like, this is supposed to be like Utopia, this isn't even that nice, and Drake's like, well,
This
shit,
is just your
it's
hotel
nice
room.
to me.
Nah. He said
Um,
this is just your hotel room, and he said this looks like Utopia to me.
Right,
But, like,
right.
I
So
also
like
thought
it's
that was
different.
flex,
That's like a
you
double
got girl
entendre.
in your hotel room.
yeah,
Like
that's like a
shit.
double entendre.
But
He's
I do
trying to
see what
say-
you're saying. Where
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I agree, Utopia seems to be perspective based.
Yeah, and
But
also it's like
I don't think
what he thought was Utopia isn't like Utopia. Come to find out, like, there was also advertisements for this album where like he was saying like, what's like Utopia to you? Like, is it like the bank? Is it like drugs or anything like that? So I think that kind of plays off of like that idea. Now,
I think
that
it's
being
a
said,
good
I
idea.
don't feel like his lyrics back that up. Like, I don't feel
I
like
was gonna say I think it's a good idea. I think it's
Yeah.
really poorly executed.
yeah, like he has to have like features and advertisements to kind of give off this idea where it's like,
He
you know,
has to have better
other
rappers
artists
on
might
his album
display
to
that
give
through
off
their
that.
lyrics, you know.
Right.
If Travis Scott has Utopia, it's on a fucking jet ski because he's always talking about jet skis, bro.
This is true. He's talking about twin bitches hopping off of jet skis.
He's always talking about jet skis. No, that's like a recurring theme in his life.
Yeah, what about that 21 Savage bar where he said, call me Amazon Prime, or my ops think I'm Amazon Prime because I drop in 2 days? That's hard. That's how he
that
ended
is
the
a
verse.
bar.
I was like,
Who said that?
"Ooh-wee."
21 Savage.
21.
Yeah.
All right, so
that
it
sounds
sounds
like
like
typical 21 Savage rhetoric, bro.
Caleb, which I actually am not surprised that Caleb liked it the most, given that the beats were unique.
Wild.
Unique
I love
and
it.
wild. I do agree that the beats were wild. The production was wild. I obviously this album took a lot of work and time because because the production was insane and it was a very new sound. Yeah, for sure.
It obviously took a long time because he had Young Thug on the album. So it's like it made me think in that moment, like this dude's been locked up a while.
Yeah.
Obviously, he sent the vocals like probably a year ago. It just made me think that like Travis probably gives, and he may have a lot of oversight within the studio when it comes to production, but it seems like he gives a fucking mess of work to engineers to literally just like reconstruct a song out of the shit that he says. Like there is a lot of auto tune on it, and it just makes me think his true vocals, like how impressive.
But we've heard his true vocals and freestyles and stuff like that, and they're good, man. They're like he's a rapper, like for sure.
He used a lot less auto tune in this compared to Astro World too, for sure.
Astro World for sure.
I mean, he's definitely built a name for using auto tune. I can see why he always goes back to.
Yeah, I mean, he almost created like an entirely new subgenre of rap with his style.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's definitely not original in that sense. Like, I do think that this album kind of leans on other people in the industry quite a bit. It has a lot of influence from names like Kanye. Like, there's just so much Kanye in it. It's almost not enough Travis Scott for me to be convinced it is like his album. It just seems like a very collaborative effort between artists.
That's what I mean. Yeah,
and producers and lyricists.
And I get frustrated when people are like, "Yo, Travis Scott dropped fire." Like Travis Scott didn't drop shit. Travis Scott dropped shitty verses and picked beats, but like his producers, sound engineers, and his features, they dropped fire.
Right, but Travis is still like the overall quarterback of the project.
And you could also say
the final say. Yeah. He is the organizer of every piece that comes together to create the album.
Yeah.
And you could also say this for every album. You know, he was always Kanye's prodigy and shit. Kanye always took a liking to Travis ever since he got into the game. Like,
yeah, but
he rapped with Migos, rapped with Kanye albums.
I agree. Like obviously he's Kanye's prodigy and Kanye's a music genius, but I don't
in his game, you know.
None of his other albums sounded like Kanye albums. This sounded like a Kanye album to me.
That's fair though. It did, yeah.
It was so much Kanye that it's like, where is Kanye? Why is he not actually on the album?
Facts though.
We know why Kanye. We know why Kanye.
Oh yeah.
You know why Kanye.
Yeah.
And clones.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right,
overall, it seems like everyone's kind of like a little bit disappointed. Well, everyone but Caleb is a little bit disappointed with it, like a little bit underwhelmed.
I expect
maybe not disappointed, but like underwhelmed. I would say is like the overall feel, except for Caleb. I would say.
Yeah, for 5 years worth of work, what the hell were they doing?
I genuinely expected to be disappointed, so I think that's also probably why I rated a little high. I think because I genuinely expected like Astro World, just like almost the same thing, just over again, like we just clicking through songs, like oh my god, what sounds different. So I think that's probably a big reason why I was like, holy cow, this is great.
I just think I look at Astro World like it was better. I think obviously Birds in the Trap that holds like a near and dear to our heart because we got to experience that live. So that's different. And then we got to see Damn live, but this is not an album that goes, fuck, I really need to see Travis Scott perform this album. Like, no, not at all.
True. Yeah. Fact.
That's actually a good way.
What a brilliant way to put that point. I couldn't give a fuck about seeing his live.
Yeah.
Unless he's going to bring Drake and 21 and Beyonce and Playboy Cardi.
All his features.
West Gun. Yeah, unless he's bringing all them on tour. Man, miss me with this weak ass tour.
But I do think it is a good album to like, all right, so if I'm going for a drive and I'm driving somewhere that's an hour and 20 minutes away, I could feasibly throw this album on.
100%.
Fair enough.
Through and through.
Fair enough.
100%.
No, I may be skipping some parts for sure, but that's with any album. So
yeah,
I can't complain there.
Yes, people were calling it like 9 out of 10 album of the year.
That might be a little bit meat riding. I don't know, like
I'm honestly meat riding Travis because Travis Scott's Travis Scott because Travis Scott.
I'm honestly surprised the public liked
fantastic work
because Travis has been nothing but selling to be more commercial, selling himself to the public. I mean, it was obvious, like every album became more and more commercially viable. And then he kind of like finally took a step back from that. And I expected a really negative public response. Like I really did. But
I think, I don't know, because like you guys heard of the NFR podcast? They're two dudes who debate music. They're often like on TikTok. I don't know. Anyway,
maybe.
the two guys who debate, they have rap music, and they seem to be pretty educated on rap music. They loved it. They were going crazy for it.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, that's surprising. So I went to their comments and kind of scrolled through their comments. But the comments were split 50-50, where some people were like, album of the year, boom, this shit's fire. Other people were like, this is the most mid album ever, and I would never 360 on another man's dick like this. This guy's doing splits on another man's cock, bro. What the hell? So that's where, I don't know. It seems like for whatever reason, first listen, I think a lot of it was hype. I think a lot of people were super, super hyped about it. And that hype didn't reach me because I don't really care that much about Travis Scott.
Which is why my first listen, I was a little bit disappointed because Travis Scott is so hyped up. But like, I don't know, I was just expecting something that was more sonically pleasing, I guess. Like, and obviously music is all subjective, right? So like if it doesn't vibe with your personal music taste, then it just doesn't. So
I think in the grand scheme of things, I would say Lil Uzi Vert's album is better. Wiz Khalifa had a better album that dropped recently. Young Thug album. I don't know if like
Gunna's album was heat. Gunna.
I didn't listen to that.
I know one song from that.
I would recommend
and that's just the song that all of the thoughts be using.
Yeah.
I honestly don't think I've bothered to listen to another rap project this entire year because nothing's interested me.
Fair enough. I mean, from someone who's primarily like an EDM fan, like I can respect that.
There's been a lot of like.
I do want to pose this question real quick. So obviously we all listen to it. I listened to the whole album one time through because it's an hour and 20 minutes. And then songs that I had strong opinions of one way or another, like I hated this song or I loved the song, I would go back and give them another listen. You know what I'm saying? But when's the last time you listened to an album from start to finish and was like, this is heat? All the way through, this is heat. First time listen, first time through, this is heat. Music it's hard to do that first time through. It's almost like I
don't think that exists.
I can think of one time Good AM from Mac Miller. First time through Good AM. I was like, yo, this is heat. This is heat.
I thought I actually remember you disliking that album at first, but that was a while ago.
It was like sophomore year. I remember the first listen being like throughout school, obviously with headphones in and shit like that. I remember being like, man, I like this album. But mostly because his bars were all there and stuff like that. Kevin Gates, Kevin Gates actually.
Just Kid in That City. It's pretty close to perfect.
Yeah, fair. Good. True.
That's like a revered album.
Pimp a Butterfly. I mean, it's weird, but it's skippable. There's a lot of skippable in there. I'm not trying to listen about history and oppression every time I want to listen to music. No offense to the point of the album, you know what I mean? But
To Pimp a Butterfly kind of holds this place of like, it's not a car that you bump in. Like it's not an album you bump in the club. Not really an album you bump in the car.
Yeah.
But like it has a lot of like.
But you can go to sleep to it. Value. Though. Like
if I'm trying to think,
you can go to sleep to it. Yeah.
You could literally fall asleep while listening to it. That's
10 out of 10.
I'm right there with you.
That's a great album.
No. Great albums in the history of my life.
You know what I mean, bro? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I certainly do.
It's like
there's a lot of great albums that I will put on and go to bed to.
And go to sleep.
Great music.
Yeah. It's peaceful and
yeah. To answer that question, I don't know the last time an album. Yeah, I don't know.
The last time is really hard to think about.
Albums like that, in my opinion, is what make like a fantastic album, like a 9 out of 10, a 10 out of 10 album. And like every single song you're just connecting with on like a pretty high level. I don't know if I can remember an album like that either. I mean, like
so hard.
I do have a list of albums like that, but I mean, in recent memory, I don't know. I'd have to think about that.
I think that's just music as a whole right now. They're just going for those hit singles, those TikTok viral clips. You know, that's just what it is. It's very hard to put a cohesive project in people's ears that it's like through and through a gem.
Yeah,
for some people, it is impossible. But
to Travis Scott's credit, he didn't sell out and make one of those songs it sounded like this time around. So
I agree, actually. I remember listening to it. Other than K-pop, I thought and to be fair,
K-pop.
you know, everybody shits on like, oh, this is for the mainstream. I am the mainstream. I want to hear mainstream type shit. Like you're talking about getting money and fucking hoes. I want to hear that. So, you know, I was into K-pop. I don't know, but I agree that it's far from the mainstream. Other than that song, I think that's why a lot of people shit on that song is because they're like, well, "This is too mainstream." I think people get weird about that.
who's been hanging out with Bad Bunny? Was that Kylie's sister? What's her name?
Bitches.
Yeah, for sure. I know that.
Oh yeah. Nah, but remember he got curved by that girl.
Yeah. I forget. Was it Kendall? That makes me think like
so.
Travis was like trying to build a connection with Bad Bunny for the sake of he's just trying to probably squeeze out some profit out of Bad Bunny. Like, let's be real. I mean, dude,
He's
if
the
you go to
biggest
a
artist
club
in the
here
world right now.
in Austin, if you go to a club, bro, they're either playing like Bad Bunny, Hispanic music, or just like something polar opposite. There's really no in between.
Yeah.
Waka Flocka.
Depends. I can definitely get down for some like Latin music, Latin X, but I can't decipher what the fuck he's saying. I don't speak.
Yeah, but when you're drunk, it doesn't matter, bro.
Yeah, no, you're
If
right.
the women are moving, I'm moving. My hips are going crazy, papa.
That's true.
If you're drunk and women are moving to Travis Scott, is it fire?
Yeah, of course.
If you're moving
If
to
I'm
Travis
drunk
Scott
and
in the
women
club,
are
bro,
moving
you're
to-
getting kicked out, bro. You're getting cut off and kicked out. It just felt like what XXX Tentacion did with that song. I don't even speak Spanish. That's a fire song. That's a fire song.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And it just, I don't know, like it seemed like Travis was biting a lot on the project, and that's fine. That's music, but some people praised it for being more original. When, in my mind, it didn't feel that.
Not that original. Yeah.
Right.
Yeezus was original.
All
right, let's switch to Am I the Asshole?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Unless Nathan, you got something to say?
No. I was literally about to say the same thing as you were.
Good. That's what I thought.
It was between two of them. I think this one sounds more interesting. So I haven't read the whole thing, but I'll read it now. It's Am I the Asshole for refusing to DD and leaving 3 friends stranded?
Oh no.
So it's I, female, have 3 friends from college, Maisie, Tom, and Neela.
Female.
All mid-30s.
Fair enough.
Yep. We usually get together once a month to have dinner despite work and family obligations. 6 months ago, I had to stand up to everyone about splitting the bill because everyone else's orders and eats appetizers and desserts. Everyone else drinks copious amounts of alcohol every time we're together. I typically eat a main and drink water. Okay. I started checking menus in advance and only bring in enough cash to cover my bill plus tip and would, quote, forget my card at home. And eventually sternly told them that I was no longer willing to pay an additional $50 to $100 every time we went out to cover their appetizers, desserts, and drinking habits.
What great friends.
Well, they all decided because I wasn't drinking anything but water, I should DD, which initially I agreed to because I was just happy that they eventually stopped arguing with me about splitting the bill. But at the time, I told them firmly if any of them ever threw up in my car, that would be the end of it. That's pretty fair. Last month, Tom nearly threw up in my car. The only reason he didn't is because I pulled him out of the car and onto the pavement instead. Sent a group text the next morning saying I no longer want a DD, and everyone complained that Tom only almost threw up in the car. I again refused and told them next month they had to either drink their limit or they could drive. Okay. Sorry, I'm summarizing it a little bit. That's why I'm skipping. Last weekend, I reminded everyone I wasn't driving anyone home. No one limited their intake at all. By the end of the night, they were too drunk to even handle paying their bill. Okay. I went up and asked for my bill separately, paid, and walked away without saying goodbye. Tom's wife had her mother watch their two kids, cover the bills, and give Maisie and Neela rides home. Tom and Maisie both threw up in her car. I was getting hateful calls and texts telling me I had to pay Tom's wife's cars to get his car clean, pay his mother-in-law for watching the kids. Maisie and Neela have been calling me all kinds of names and for abandoning them. Let's see. Yeah, the rest of it is just excerpts. Tom eventually called and yelled at me. I asked if this is how he treats his wife. Oof, that's tough.
Oof.
Yeah, so eventually, I blocked and blocked all of them, and none of them are willing to speak to me now.
She's a little bit of an asshole. Yeah.
Edit.
She's a little bit of the asshole.
Hold on, this is the very bottom.
Go
Edit. I used to drink heavily too. I quit for unrelated medical reasons. Okay, so yeah, her friend group was built on the fact that they would all get shit-faced.
Yeah.
I don't think she's an ass.
You get together once. She's a little bit though. Split the bill. Why is she being a pussy about
I mean, like, it
Nah.
depends. Like, is she just paying for her friends, or like, are they just running up the bill?
She's
and
not
taking
paying
advantage
for
of
her
it?
friends, but
Yeah,
like,
she is.
She
they're
did it.
coming.
She did at the beginning.
Inadvertently, because
She-
she drinks water
Right.
and eats
So her
one
bill is
main.
$20 and their bill
They're
is
getting
$80.
apps. They're getting the drinks going. I know as good as anyone. When you start drinking, when you go out,
200.
you're looking at doubling.
Oh yeah, money is
Double
no
it.
longer an object.
Double it.
Yeah.
So I get
Yeah.
the point.
Her friends are the assholes. She was taking care of herself.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But let's take this into perspective. She didn't type up, "Am I the asshole?" It's from her perspective. And from her perspective, split the friend. You know what I mean? What's a drink here and there? I think that maybe it's kind of like if it really was $80 to $100, they're taking it a little overboard.
She was
also
paying,
said that
she said 50 to 100 every time.
She said that her friends were too drunk to even pay the bill. So, like, is that saying that like she has to handle all that, or is like she just paying for all of it? Because like it's one
shitty,
thing,
bro.
to agree to
Paying
give
for
your
all
friends
their
a ride
time
home
would be
in
too
DD,
much.
but like, I don't know, man. Like,
I think the whole
it sounds
DD
like
part
she's
was,
being taken advantage of like a little bit.
yeah.
And she was
then
also
she
forward
said-
about not DDing.
right because of people throwing up in her car, which I guess is a valid.
I
guess it's valid.
I respect it.
No, totally, I understand that. I think it would come down to a couple of things. One, if her car does get thrown up on or in, her friends should be like, "I'm gonna pay to get your car detailed for you. I'm so sorry that happened."
Or
Yada,
clean
yada,
it yourself, like.
Something.
That's not even going to suffice for me.
That's
You need
not
a
gonna-
professional
that's not gonna
job. Yeah.
suffice. Yeah,
You're gonna get
Fair
a
enough.
whiff of puke the next day and be
Fair
like,
enough.
no, this is not
Unless they got
Yeah.
some $50 detergent.
for real, Nathan. What if I threw up
Yeah.
in your car, bro? And you had to pay
I'd probably
$50.
kick you out on the street, like where we were driving. Like you'd
You're
have to
walking
walk
home.
home and find a different way.
Yeah.
Like, let's say I
Not
invite you out to
down.
dinner, and which would be weird for just two males to go to dinner together. But let's say
What do you mean by that?
no one fucking does that, all right? No one does that. Anyways, you're like, you know what? I'm gonna drink water, and I'm like, oh, really? Okay, well, I'm gonna have 4 margaritas, and then by
Yeah.
the end of it, I'm gonna say,
And then when they came
gotta
for the,
split it.
I understand. I understand her perspective. Where it's
Every
like,
time. You know, it's not
every
just one
time is a bit
either.
extreme.
Every time.
I mean,
50
why
to
is she
$100,
putting
that's still
herself
a
in
lot.
this situation to begin with, right?
it sounds like they work
Because
with
she
She
friends.
doesn't
wasn't
have
trying
friends.
to be an asshole. She wasn't trying to be.
She has like, it sounds like 3 friends, and of those 3 friends, they're all like kind of shitty people. But I don't know why they wouldn't just be like, yeah, we're all paying. Like, why are they combining the bill? That seems weird to me. Why wouldn't they just be like, oh, like it's 4 separate bills?
Because they're broke.
Yeah,
Taking advantage of it.
yeah.
Mid-30s, broke.
One of them had
Yikes.
kids. One of them had kids, so they're definitely just looking for someone to pay the bill. I don't know. That's
Yeah.
pretty clear in my mind. That's pretty clear that she's not the asshole, but
Yeah, I don't
Yeah, I
know.
think
She's a
that
little bit of an
abandoning
asshole,
them.
though.
if you agree to give someone a ride home, you should at least follow through with that and like stay true to your word.
Especially
But
since
like,
they weren't sober enough to pay the bill. What are they gonna do? How are they gonna get an
No,
Uber if
that's
they
facts.
can't pay their bill, bro? They
Yeah,
are
no,
stranded.
they're that
They're gonna
hammered.
end up in
That is
jail
the
or the
problem.
hospital the next day.
it sounds like this was built up though, right? Like this was like the
It
like
sounded like
X number
over
of
like a
times
month
that
or a
this has
year
happened.
or something.
Culmination. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's
It's
like,
like a
well, you know what?
6-month
Fuck
time.
these people. So
But it sounded like she didn't even look forward to hang out with him, bro. She hangs out with him once a month, and she was talking about it like it's a chore. Like,
Yeah.
bro,
right.
you
So
know,
I mean,
behind their back, she's talking
So
mad shit.
the first comment is you're not the asshole, but they stopped being your friends a long time ago. Time to wake up to
Facts.
reality.
Facts.
because like, I
No,
was gonna
that's
say
a good
like
point.
if it was you guys, I mean, I wouldn't just abandon you guys, right? But like we're all really good friends. It
Yeah.
doesn't sound like she's very good friends
I
with them to
abandon
begin
you,
with.
no problem.
Oh,
Genuinely,
fair enough.
I
All right.
abandon you.
Well, fuck
Yeah.
you too then, buddy. All right. Remind me to drop you off on the side of the road
Bro.
the next time we go to the club.
If you fall in a ditch, that's
Okay.
where you're waking up. All right, that's it.
Yo, what's your wildest story, like where you woke up? Have you ever woke up and been like, how the fuck did I get here?
Oh, yeah. I got a bad one.
I might have to hold my tongue on that.
So I went to
Bangkok.
So I went to college down here, right, in Colorado Springs, and I had a bunch of homies went up to college up in Boulder. And I mean, UCCS, ain't no parties, ain't nothing to do. People there to go to school and go home. That's it. So I had to go up to Boulder any night I wanted to go and party. And, you know, normal thing, went up there, went to some random frat house, apartment, whatever it was, got shit faced, went to the homie's house, crashed on the couch. And I woke up. I remember falling asleep on the couch, remember having my phone, keys, wallet. Laid on my buddy's couch, you're safe. You know, you can fall asleep, no worries. I woke up, no phone, no keys, no wallet, in the middle of some random public dorm room. I have no idea where I was. Apparently, in the middle of the night, my blood sugar tanked. I got more drunk, so I was blacked out, low blood sugar. I left all of my stuff in my buddy's apartment and walked to my car. Probably realized, oh, I don't have my keys. Probably walked back to my buddy's place, realized that the key card to get into the college dorm rooms no longer, you know, I don't have one. I can't, it's not unlocked. I can't get in.
But you also don't have your phone.
Don't have my phone.
Yeah.
Just wandered until I found a seat and
you let Jesus take the wheel that night.
Absolutely.
I hope
really
it doesn't come upon me.
Yeah, I had a panic attack, bro. I just sat there for 2 hours in the blistering sun. It was like 95 degrees that day, just like dying of dehydration, just waiting for somebody to open up the door so I can just start knocking on the apartment, like, let me in. It was bad.
I've never been in a position to wake up where I didn't know what happened. Never.
Good
I mean,
for
like
you.
one time I sleptwalk as a kid, but
responsible.
that's it. That's it. No, like I just don't black out that easy, bro. It's quite the expense to black out,
Yeah.
bro.
Weird flex.
I'm saying that I have blacked out, but not in a situation where I woke up like, why am
I
I
didn't-
here? Where am I?
I wouldn't say this is a blackout, but I would say it's a brownout. I don't even know if I told you guys this story, but I was embarrassed. So when I was in the Navy, right, and on that ship in Japan, we pull into Guam. Guam is like, it's still the United States, but it's a little bit foreign. You party, papa. You're going to the clubs, you're going to the strip clubs, you're going to the beach, you're finding baddies. That's what you're doing. You're drinking. We got off at noon, and we started drinking at 12:15. You understand? So I'm shit-faced. And throughout the strip club, hammered. Go to the beach, hammered. Go to the club, hammered. I'm hammered all day. And I've had to throw up for hours. You understand? Just choking it back, but knowing that it's coming, knowing that like I'm gonna throw up tonight. And this is bad. And he won't hear this, but if he ever does, my bad. So eventually, right, because like we're still friends, like we're still like we're foreigners in a foreign land, so we're gonna look out for each other kind of deal, you know. So like I get back to the ship by the grace of God. I start going to sleep, throw up. I throw up all over my mattress. You understand? I did not make it to the bed. I didn't open my eyes. You know? It's bad. Throw up all over my mattress. I'm like, oh fuck. And I'm like, in my head, I think this can't be found, or I will be humiliated, and I refuse. Somebody else must be humiliated for me because I'm a selfish piece of shit. So then I hopped out of I'm on top rack, so I hop out of my fucking bunk bed, essentially. I look around, and I'm like, where's an empty rack? Find one with a mattress on it, rip that mattress off, take my mattress full of throw up, throw it, I swear to God, throw it on his bed, take that mattress, throw it on mine, go to sleep. At like 2:33, that guy gets back to the ship, and he goes, yo, what the fuck? What happened to my mattress? And I stayed dead silent. I didn't wake up for nothing. I pretended like I didn't hear a fucking word. And then I woke up. This is how big of a piece of shit. I woke up the next morning, climbed out of bed, and talked to that guy. And he was like, yo, somebody threw up on my mattress, bro. And I was like, no way, bro. People don't know how to handle their liquor. That's crazy. Fucking on, you know what I mean?
You're going to
I
hell.
went to work like nothing happened. I remember waking up. This is how fucked up I woke up, looked at my mattress, no throw up on it, genuinely surprised. And being like, what the fuck happened? And having to like recap the events in my mind and being like, oh yeah, that's right. My eyes got big and I panicked and I was like, somebody's having a shitty morning, but it's not me. That's the shittiest thing I've done drunk for sure.
Dude,
That's good. He probably earned that.
Yeah, you know, karma or something like that.
yeah.
Nobody else has any stories where they were just fucking hammered.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I can get into that. Leave that digital
Nathan, when we
footprint on
were
the
all in
internet.
Austin, fair enough. When we were all in Austin, this killed me and made me cry laughing. And I love telling this story because we're like, whatever, for whatever reason, me and you split off from the group. Reed had wandered for miles and who knows where he was. And the cops were pulling up to the Airbnb and we're pulling into the street and the cops are fucking outside. Nathan was like, oh shit, there are cops outside. And I was like, oh yeah, facts. Or we said something like, but we didn't recognize right away that it was our Airbnb, you know what I'm saying? Where it was like, oh shit, cops,
Oh
like
shit, act
somebody's
normal.
having a bad night.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we realized it was ours and we were like, oh fuck, dude, be cool. And Nathan fucking actually stumbled out of the car, caught himself on the ground, stood up and said, what's the problem, officer? Just blackout drunk. That cop was cool though. The cop was like, man, just take better care of your friends, bro.
he was lost.
Yeah, because
Easy for him to say.
we had our boy Reed posted up out there, getting held up by the police. So
he wasn't getting held up by the police. He called for the police.
dude, he was bent.
That's
over
a
the
wild
cop car.
thing. Oh yeah, that's fair. He was. He was just drunk though.
Yeah, no, that was a crazy night for sure. That was a good ass time.
That is the environment that Austin nourishes, bro. Just dude, everything's alcohol related here. Yeah. It's pretty fun though.
Yeah, because Chase, you're posted up down in Austin. We're all three of us, me, Caleb, and Bryce, in Colorado Springs. So we had originally went down there for your birthday to have a little shindig.
Yeah, it was well worth it.
That was a good ass time.
You know,
I'm just glad. For real.
I'm just glad that with that Airbnb, they didn't fucking put hardwood floors. They didn't put nothing. They didn't put carpet.
Concrete.
I'm
was
glad
straight
none
concrete.
of us cracked our
Fire,
skull on that concrete.
Facts, bro. With how drunk we were, climbing up and down those steep ass stairs. Wow.
It's steep.
You remember walking in, I knock on the door. Everybody's hungover, but we're all enjoying this over together. You know, we're all like, we need water, and Nathan's not with us. Knock on Nathan's door. Nathan's not a huge drinker. And Nathan's in a fetal position with his hands over his ears. And he said, I'm in pain.
No, why? Well, no, I had said my head feels like it's about to explode.
Oh,
My
yeah. That's what
head.
you said. You said my head.
I mean, I can't. I
Yeah,
can't remember the
yeah.
last time that we had all drank like that in a while.
Oh, dude.
Never,
But-
maybe. Probably never. I would
Yeah.
Never.
I would
Yeah.
venture
All
to
of us.
say
Yeah.
If I didn't actually die, yeah, probably never.
That was a good
mean,
ass time. though,
The
man.
only other time I've personally been more lit than that is probably in Boulder. Because
Dangerous,
right?
Boulder is just an environment of fucking day drinkers, dude. It's
Degeneracy.
insane. It's insane, bro. They don't even drink at night there. They didn't get that far in life, bro.
They don't make
By
it.
11 a.m., bro. It's turned there.
Turn me up.
I think the only time I was drunk worse was that senior camping trip. I think the second one that year we graduated.
Bro,
You guys went.
I'm genuinely embarrassed about that story.
For me or your story?
I remember, if we're talking about the one, I was still dating a girl, and we went up. I went up late because I had to work late, and by the time I got there, fucking, I thought in my head, I'm like, everybody's probably already drunk, blah blah blah. So I'm like, I need to get lit right now. So I like slammed 2 beers, and then this is how I remember it. We got that bottle of Jack, and we're like passing around the campfire, having a good time, telling stories, whatever. And fucking, I think it was Joel who flicked the filter off of and was like pink, and then just boom back. And I was like, oh, that, and it hyped me up. I'm already drunk, and I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Let's get fucked up. I'm a high school, I don't know. So I grab it, boom, throw it back, and immediately my body was like,
No.
who do you think you are? You're not that guy. And so I remember, this is my favorite part of the story. Sitting around the campfire, sitting next to a girl, like, oh man, I feel bad. And I remember thinking, I gotta throw up. But I remember thinking, like, I'm still trying to smash. Even if I throw up, I'm still trying to smash. I have to. So I lean back in my chair. I catch myself. I have enough coordination, shout out me, to catch myself on my hand, throw up all over the ground, and lean back in the campfire like I didn't just throw up. And I puke loud. I'm like that, bro. And I turned back to the campfire like, what's up? And oh, girl looks, she goes, did you
Your
just throw
fucking
up?
breath.
She said, did you just throw up? And I looked her in the eyes and said, no, why? Throw a pan off my face, bro. Everybody heard me. It's silent. I said, no, why? And she said, yes, you did. And I said, I don't think so. Like I was like, maybe I did, but I don't. And then tried to join back on the conversation. Everybody was like, you're kind of too lit. I was like, yeah, maybe. And then I slept on the fucking ground because she was like, you're not coming into my tent. And I was like, no, swear. She said,
No
you're not
way.
coming into my tent. And I was like, where do I sleep? She was like, by the tree. Mom. Oh, man. I slept on actual rocks. And I woke up in the morning, head pounding. My back is destroyed. And I was like, take me home. I had no fun on that camping trip. When you have done some degenerate activity at a point where your parents are just, are going to be like, they're going to look at you like you're an absolute failure. So you're like, I think I better fucking just drive around my house for a while, or park in an obscure location and sleep until I'm not a piece of shit anymore.
Yeah.
And dude,
I waited to drink till I was 21, so I can't speak on the underage activities, man.
Okay.
is that a fact?
I mean,
Yeah,
I drank a couple
shot.
times. I drank a couple times, but nothing. Like I didn't even drink at the camping trips. I brought alcohol,
Really?
but yeah,
I remember that actually. Yeah, he brought Ciroc for everyone to take shots of, but I don't remember him ever taking any. I remember that.
DJ Khaled was a big thing on Snapchat back in those days.
Yeah.
Ciroc done.
Let's go golfing.
Yeah.
Do you play
Look,
rugby?
It was It was back when he got lost at sea on the jet ski. Have you seen that video?
Oh yeah,
Where he's
yeah.
just
Dude, the progression of those Snapchats are fucking comedy gold, bro.
the key is to
When
make
he's on the
it.
jet ski. Yeah. He's
That's-
he's outside lit, and then it's clear that he hit a panic button, and he's like, "I'm lost.
Call the
I don't
National
know where to
Guard."
go." Yeah.
No, I think it's pretty impressive that he's kept this social media act going on continuously, unless he is just genuinely that guy.
I think he has to be a
that
little
person.
bit.
I think he's genuinely. Don't you don't think he's genuinely that guy?
A little
I
bit.
don't know.
Like he's genuinely like socially awkward and
Hard to imagine.
just kind of weird.
Very hard to imagine.
But yeah, fair.
Well, I guess we should come to that point where we
Yeah,
review
oh,
the drink. What'd you all think of the drink? The
Oh,
margarita,
yeah.
the classic marg.
That was fire.
Yeah.
It was solid. Yeah.
I thought it
I
was
agree.
fire.
I haven't had a
Out of 10,
margarita
you guys rate it.
with orange juice. I would probably say like it's up there. I don't usually drink margaritas on the rocks either, but probably like if we're going 1 out of 10. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah. Yeah, 1 out of 10. Bell
I would
curve,
say
you know what I'm
like
saying?
in the world of margaritas, that was a solid 8.
I agree.
I agree. Yeah. I was thinking
On
like
a bell curve, I think 8. Yeah, top 10%.
I haven't had a whole lot of
I-
margaritas, but I mean, it was pretty damn good. So like a 7, maybe like only because like I want to hold out hope that there's something better out there.
Well, yeah, 1800.
But I mean, like it was
tequila.
still good though. It was still good.
wait, all of you guys
One
use
week
orange juice?
Go ahead.
Did all of you guys
Yeah.
use orange juice, not real oranges?
Did you use real oranges?
I did.
Yeah.
I'll have to
bougie.
put mine up a little bit then. Like
Oh, I bet that shit's fire.
it's pretty good, bro.
I bet that shit's fire.
It's not too sweet or anything.
bet
I
that
thought
shit-
honestly with just the juice, like the liquor might be strong, but nah.
It was
Yeah.
a good recipe, straight from their website. So
I agree.
pretty easy to make.
If you want to drink with us, link in the description, or I guess not link, but what's the
Rest
word I'm looking for? Recipe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
recipe in the
recipe
description.
Yeah.
You can get drunk just like us.
Where are we at time wise? How long it's been running for?
I've honestly not been keeping track, and there's no timer on this as far as I'm aware.
We're professionals, by the way.
Absolutely.
If you can't tell.
Oh, yeah.
I think we're good to go here. We had a good discussion about Travis Scott's album.
I agree.
Drank
In later episodes.
3
Yeah,
margaritas.
so yeah. I'm shocked that you didn't like the album, actually, Nathan. I thought that you were gonna kind of like it, but
Well, I mean, I
Just
did
mid.
kind of like it though. Like I mean,
Slightly
my
above mid.
Kind of like it, you know.
yeah,
Yeah,
my
slightly above
like I
mid.
said, right? Like first listen, was honestly, I'm like, wow, this is mid, and then like listened to it a few more times, shuffled through and found some songs that I added to my library. But
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Overall, it's kind of like on a scale against his other albums, where it weighs out, like wasn't my favorite, but like it was creative. Like I gotta give it some more time before I, speak more about it. So
Fair enough.
I like to think it's a grower, not a shower, but we'll see.
fair enough. Yeah.
Maybe
Me
I'll never
too.
touch that piece of shit again. Who knows?
Oh, Kizak? I don't even want to say it. Sometimes I'll be looking in the mirror before I get in the shower, and I'm like, man, bro, I'm a joke. I'm a joke, bro. Jason Love could for sure take everything I own.
It's a wild thing to say.
Yeah.
No, come on. We're all white guys here.
No, I
There's
think
no
I would.
chance.
I think I would beat the shit out of Jason Love in hand-to-hand combat. I mean,
Oh,
all he has really going
speaking
for
of
him is
combat,
just a large cock. So like, I don't know.
he's also like 6'5", bro. He's 6'5", in crazy good shape. Fuck that
Dude,
guy,
I'm-
dude. I have to shoot him.
I'm like Bradley Martin in the sense that I don't really care about training or size or I mean anything.
I don't
like
care
that,
about
to be
anything
honest.
unless you're me. You can't beat me.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Speaking of hand-to-hand
Hey,
UFC events tomorrow, big one.
facts.
Oh, that's right.
Who you guys got? You guys got
Gaethje all
who are
day.
you guys rooting for? Okay, who you guys rooting for, and who you guys think will win?
On the
Gaethje.
main
Gaethje
event,
and Gaethje.
bro.
Nah.
Yeah, I wake up
fuck outta
every
here,
day.
weirdo.
I wake up every day seeing someone else win the main event. I really do. I think I slightly lean Dustin. I think I've woken up more days thinking about Dustin than Gaethje, but by like 2 days. Dude,
It's Dustin all. To be fair, last time Dustin and Gaethje fought, it was close.
yeah.
You might even give it. So Dustin won round 2 and 3. Dustin won round 1, but Justin clearly had more stamina. But for whatever reason, in round 4, when Dustin caught him, he got good. Nathan's trying to flex for us.
No, I'm
Weirdo.
setting up my PlayStation. Me and
Oh, they
Bryson are gonna play some rally sim after this.
They got Derek Lewis fighting tomorrow. That'll be good. That'll be good to see.
Facts.
He on
And
the
Tony
prelim?
Ferguson.
Derek Lewis fight.
He's a prelim. That's crazy. I didn't even know he was
My
on the
balls was hot.
I'm honestly super excited for Alex Pereira too. He looks insane at 205.
I
Who's
agree.
who's the Mexican kid who says, "Hey, Dana"?
Oh,
The one who looks like a
No.
fish from the side profile.
I know
The
you're talking
Mexican
about. But I
kid.
don't
He's
know
like
who
up.
it is.
He's up next.
Up next.
Yeah.
are you talking about Brandon Moreno?
Maybe, I don't know. Either way. Hey, Dana. I'll probably have to illegally stream that fight. We'll see.
Facts.
And don't tell
Good
him
card.
Dana, bro. He'll come for you.
Facts.
Speaking of which, I know Caleb, you guys are doing a little thing at your house.
Yeah.
Don't know if I'll be there for that.
Word.
Might be kicking up here.
Word. No worries,
I'll have
man.
to let you know.
Yeah, just let me know. We're doing, I think, tacos and wings this time. So
That sounds dang.
Maddie might go. I don't know if she's going or not. I'll have to ask her.
yeah, whoever's welcome, man.
Oh yeah, she's in the Springs this week, huh?
Yep. She's
Remind
at
me why
the
you didn't
boat
come
right now,
again?
I think. Why didn't I
Yeah,
go?
what the fuck?
Yeah, because
Yeah,
you're
what
just
the fuck?
I have a
a little
job.
bitch scared.
A
I mean,
pussy.
maybe.
Yeah. Ooh, oh, it's a little pussy.
I have a job. I have a job to do.
Oh, I have a job. That's how you sound to me. I have a job.
Yeah, out of all the excuses you could have gave, that was not the best, if I'm being
The
honest.
weakest. Yeah. It is what it is, man. Fuck it.
I don't care to see any of you, to be honest. That's why.
Oh, oh.
But respect that.
Do we want to
well-
call it there?
Yeah, I think we about wrapped this up.
Yeah.
All right.
Good conversation.
Thanks for tuning into episode 1.
Absolutely.